There are multiple different types of advantage. And to talk about that, I want to get into pressure. And I'll break it down as simply as I can. I've always believed that there are two different forms of it. There's active pressure, which is actually doing damage to people, and perceived pressure, which is the idea that something can happen to you. Let's say you're a tank player and you're taking all this extra damage from Mr. Naked Adam. What are you going to do? I'm going to put up my shield, of course. I don't want to go down. And of course, if that active pressure of them doing damage to you continues, what are you going to do? Oh, use my self bubble while backing away. Well, the enemy team just won in two different ways. Firstly, since you gave up the space, the enemy tank can take that from you. But since the enemy tank didn't lose any of his abilities within those exchanges, he can use them to further pressure you out. You ever seen a time where a Doctor Strange player will get in front of the enemy tank and shield like this to block off healing? This is pressure, because something has happened beforehand where it's really hard for your tank to get out. After that, you have perceived pressure. This comes especially from your DPS characters and mostly from Black Cat. Based off the utility of the character, certain avenues are no longer allowed for others. Say you love taking deep off angles and flanks on Hela, but the enemy team has both a Black Cat and a Daredevil. They're going to hunt you down and you're a free pick. You knowing that will prevent you from taking those off angles in the first place, regardless of where they actually are. And this syncs all perfectly into the three types of advantage, or what I call the three types of advantage. You have utility advantages, number advantages, and compositional advantages. Utility advantages is just like what I mentioned with Mag. Even with two comps that are exactly the same, if someone out aims the other team, forcing the other person to start using their stuff first, you can't use a cooldown offensively and defensively. You have the utility advantage. After that, you have your numerical advantage. There are more of us than there are of them, meaning there are less eyes on the field to actually contest separate splits. And even when the numbers are completely even, say it's a 6v6, if someone isn't proactive, this now becomes more eyes on a single target and it's easier to take them out. And lastly is compositional. When you look at both comps, you ask, what do you do better than the enemy team, and move around those ideas. Like, since we have a Mantis to damage boost and Adam Warlock Soul Bond, a tank bully that really goes well into Mag, we initiate pushes really easily without losing any damage like a typical 2-1-3 comp. This can also apply to the map that you're playing. Your ability to read ult charges. For example, the Rocket has his ult, but it's a radius. It's not a C and D ult. He can't just ult from here and get to the point. So if we decide to start the pressure right here, he could then kite back to the point, fight there, and not be affected by a support ult. He'd use it for no reason. Or even better yet, me knowing this, he's dead. Thank you for coming to my quad talk.